The Savage Nation, home of borders, language, culture. And here he is, winner of the National Radio Hall of Fame Award, Michael Savage.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Welcome to the Savage Nation. You think you've heard everything that you could possibly hear about the National Felons League, but you haven't, because you haven't heard me, Michael Savage. Let me make it very clear to you. The National Felons League is spitting on America, not the fans. By doing this knee thing, which I'll tell you about in a minute, in a way maybe you don't know, it all started with one failed player who was influenced by his radical Muslim girlfriend. Yes, she was born in Egypt, or both of her parents are from Egypt. It was when he started sleeping with the Egyptian girl that he suddenly hated America. So the failed player, influenced by the radical Muslim girlfriend, decided to make it about himself. As many of you know, I have just written a book about God. There's a passage from the Bible I'd like to quote for you. It's from Proverbs 3:31, and it reads, "Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways." Today the oppressors are the bullies of the NFL, who kneel or hide when our national anthem is being played, forcing a captive audience to witness their vile, insulting, and uninformed view of what America stands for. I'll tell you what America stands for. We are a nation in which no citizen is treated differently under the law, regardless of their color, race, financial status, creed, or nation of origin. Even these hysterical millionaires have rights. So I encourage all of you to do the same. Exercise your rights. Turn off your TVs. Learn who the advertisers are of the NFL. Do not choose the ways of the anarchists, the ignorant, whether they take the form of neo-Nazis, Antifa, or professional athletes. And let me repeat, the national anthem is who they are, is what they are protesting, is it not? The national anthem is about a nation, not about a president. So when President Trump says players who protested the national anthem being played before games should be fired from their teams over the weekend, well, the whole world exploded. Yesterday, America was treated to NFL players taking a knee, or sitting, or locking arms, while the national anthem was being played in protest of what the president said. Well, guess what? They weren't protesting a president. They were giving a big middle finger to the entire nation. That flag and that song should be a unifying moment, a moment to say, no matter what differences we have, we are all American, and it's a privilege to be one. But a bad player, influenced by his radical Muslim girlfriend here in San Francisco, just last year decided to make it about himself. He claimed to be protesting the killing of black men in America by the police, while at the same time this vile loser wearing a shirt praising the Castro murderers of Cuba. And it's now spread to this. They're saying he's practicing his First Amendment rights. Well, let me tell you something. Donald Trump also practiced his First Amendment rights, and an entire league lost their minds. This tradition of the national anthem at ball games goes back over 100 years to World War I. The people then loved their nation, with boys fighting overseas in a horrible war. Well, let me tell you something, you overpaid goons. We have soldiers on the battlefield today. And these players, you, just spit on them. The national anthem is about a nation, you goons, not about a president. And if you goons don't know that, you should be thrown off the team. Go play in Cuba. Go play in Pakistan. And the commissioner of this league supports this. He should be fired as well. The commissioner is saying these goons have a right to their free speech and to protest as they see fit. But it wasn't that way when the Dallas Cowboys wanted it to wear stickers on their helmets to honor the police after several Dallas policemen were shot and killed by a black man. Do you remember that? Did you hear what I just said to you? Let me run it right into your ugly faces, you haters out there. Free speech? Apparently there was no free speech when the Dallas Cowboys wanted to wear stickers on their helmets to honor the police after several Dallas policemen were killed in cold blood. No, he wouldn't allow that. Or when an NFL player wanted to honor 9/11 victims with a decal on his shoe, he wasn't allowed to do that either. But spitting on the flag, you can do that all day. You, the people, have the power, and that's what you need to exercise. You don't have to go to the game. You don't have to buy the products advertised by these games, and you don't have to support them in any way. Do you even know that there are advertisers who will not advertise on this radio show? All of the advertisers who advertise on the NFL games have boycotted the Savage Nation, and they support these anti-American bums. Why don't they advertise on this show or on any conservative radio show? Why is Nike allowed to get away with it? Because you're a fool, because you buy their products, that's why. But people will still defend these thugs who spit on everything good about America, saying it's their right. But is it? Is it really their right? Yes, they can say what they want, but shouldn't they be accountable for what they say? I think they should. But the bosses of these thugs won't say anything because they're too afraid of the thugs that the leftist fascists work with. All that we honor and respect in this country are now thrown out to accept the ridiculous. Suddenly man is woman, woman is man, America is bad, the Soviet Union was good, and Russia is bad. The civil rights movement never happened. Minorities are now more oppressed than ever. It's all lies. It's all upside down. The fact that these players can do what they did yesterday with no repercussions whatsoever disproves all of their arguments. Where else could you do this on this planet? Tell me where. They claim they're living in a dictatorial regime. They'd be killed or put in torture prisons if they did it in North Korea or in Iran or any of the other true dictatorships. Even in westernized countries, you have laws against certain speech. You may not know it, but I, Michael Savage, am still banned from Britain for something I didn't even say. But here, millionaire thugs can go on national TV, spit on the national anthem, hate the nation, and still get paid millions of dollars a year. Remember this. When they do what they did yesterday, they're not disrespecting President Trump. They're disrespecting an entire nation. They're spitting on you and I. I'm Michael Savage, and I approve of my monologue.